welcome to Big V TV. Great to have you with us for a Friday night. Looking forward to this weekend. It will be spectacular. 11 games at the moment teed up for Saturday night, tomorrow night, and of course there could be a number of games on Sunday depending on results. Steve and Craig are with me. We're here to look at all the games coming up tomorrow night, and it is absolute edge of your seat. It could be the end of the line for some teams. It could be pouring over into Sunday, but it is nail-biting stuff right now because for some teams, there is no tomorrow.
I hope we're going to get a couple of Sunday games. I like getting out to watch some Sunday basketball, and I think we will have a couple.
I think there'll be a couple. Let's have a look at Youth League 2 Women. Preliminary final. You win, you go through. You lose, you're out. Of course, the winner will be going through to play Casey Cabs, absolutely. I was just testing you, Steve. Let's have a look at Frankston and Pakenham.
Preliminary final. They actually met on Pakenham's home deck just a couple of weeks ago at Cardinia Life in a qualifying final.
Sorry, where'd they meet?
At Cardinia Life.
Sorry,
at the home of ACDC?
The ACDC Coliseum, it's now known as. I actually got a message the other day.
They'd like to Cardinia Life.
They said, can you please refer to us from here on in forever as ACDC Coliseum? So that's what it's called from now on.
Right, so that's obviously only targeted at you because they did play at Cardinia Life. Right. Frankston got them by 12 points, so they'll take a ton of confidence going into that one. But as you mentioned earlier in the week, Frankston coming off the loss, Pakenham coming off the win. They now go to Frankston Basketball Stadium. The Blues are 7-2 at home this season. And as I've said before, I think they'll have the confidence knowing that they've defeated Pakenham very recently.
Who are some of the players we need to look at here, Craigie? Because there's one that comes. There's one. That's the first time I've ever called you that. Because there's one that comes to mind straight away.
Well, yep, straight off the bat for Pakenham, we know it runs through Coetzee. She had 19 points and 8 boards last time they met, but had the 6 turnovers, and as a whole, Pakenham had 31. So that's a bit of an issue for them, and they need to clean that up this week.
We heard on Wednesday night show when we were talking about the award winners,
the biggest golden hands.
Golden hands. She's number 1 ranked golden hands in the entire Big V, all 12 divisions at 6.2. It's quite remarkable.
Yeah, and it's one of the higher numbers you'll hear in any league game going back through history, especially for Youth League 2 women, and she's going to be huge to this result, as will Annabelle Fitter for Frankston.
Quidara, is that Beth?
Yeah.
Beth Quidara will be up there. Tomo, is Tomo playing?
I'd assume so.
Tomo will be playing.
I haven't got any mail that she isn't.
Annabelle Fitter, of course, you mentioned her. Zoe Schoenfelder. Look, what's going to happen here? Because Casey's sitting and waiting, Steve. Now, you know this division back to front. You follow it passionately. Give me a winner and a final margin.
Well, I think Craig hit the nail on the head. The last time these two teams played, the Warriors gave up or coughed up the ball 31 times. Far too many. I think they will rectify that statistic. Go in, even though it's on the road this time, I think they'll rectify their loss to Frankston just a fortnight ago, and they'll win by a couple of baskets.
So who are you going for?
Pakenham.
Craig?
I think I'll take Frankston in a tight one. They've 7-2 at home, and I think that form will hold.
Dirty deeds done dirt cheap. Thunderstruck, back in black, Hell's Bells. Just roll them all out.
But you're going somewhere else there.
Just roll them all out. It's going to be all about the ACDC Warriors this week, and they will get up Pakenham. I'm with you, Steve. I'm confident. I think they're going to get up, and I think they're going to progress to the grand final.
There won't be any ACDC.
Are they bringing a portable speaker or something? Because did you pay any attention?
What would you say?
It's at Frankston.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm going Pakenham to win.
Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure that they have to bring their own musical supplies.
They'll probably have it in the rooms before the game, but I'm just saying that's who's going to win.
Okay.
So it's 2 for Pakenham, 1 for Frankston.
Correct.
Okay, fair enough. Good luck. When is that game? 6:30 tomorrow night at Frankston Basketball Stadium. Let's go to Youth League 2 men. It's grand final game 1. This is it. This is the start of it all. And speaking of the great ACDC Coliseum, this is exactly where this game starts.
Correct.
The series starts.
And I tell you what, the scheduling hasn't been perfect because the same two associations are playing against one another, and there's a half-hour gap between tip-off times, so you actually can't get to both to support your teams.
Well, if this was game 1, why wouldn't they play this on Sunday? Why wouldn't they do that?
Or 8 p.m.
Well, you can, but I'm just...
okay.
We don't schedule the games.
No, we don't.
Okay. 6 p.m.
I think there was a cover ACDC band playing on the Sunday, so...
Right, probably is.
Who's going to win? Tell us a little bit about this game. 'Cause I think it's going to be a beauty.
Pakenham knocked over Collingwood in an upset
They did.
last weekend.
Yes.
They obviously have game 1 at home. This is ultra important for the Warriors. 10-3 on their own home deck
Is the Wiedemann playing?
this season. Absolutely. He's
Right.
one of 3 players that's going to be very important for Pakenham to win this game.
Belter?
Belter,
Right.
Wiedemann,
What about Dodgy?
and Nathan Dodgson,
Yep. In
who
form at
is
the moment.
currently in some great form.
Frankston, a good team though, Steve. Craig, they're a very, very good team, Frankston.
Yeah, they've been 8-4 on the road this season, and Tristan Lloyd has been brilliant. 14.5 points per game, 7 boards. He shoots it very well,
Yep.
just under 50%. It's going to be super important. They need to get efficient buckets early, especially in Pakenham. It's a place you don't want to go down because
No.
the crowd gets rolling.
They
as
will
we
be
all know.
right into it. Who are you going for?
I think Pakenham at home.
Steve.
Warriors must win, and I'm going to side with them.
Got to win on your home deck in a best of 3. Crank up the volume. It's going to be on for young and old. And if I don't hear that they have just gone through the vinyl and really taken us back deep into the 70s, bit of Bon Scott would be nice. Highway to Hell. I think Pakenham will get up here. The fans. They're rabid out there for the Warriors. They love their Warriors. It'll be packed.
Is he just making songs up now?
Do you get paid per ACDC minute of mention?
Highway to Hell. You've never heard of Highway to Hell?
Highway to Hell.
6.5 minutes or whatever it is.
Steve, what we can be guaranteed of, it will be packed out there Saturday night. Get there
Absolutely.
early. It'll be jammed. Huge crowd. They love their Warriors. And I think they'll get up on their home deck.
Be a
Next
great
week's
game.
a different story though. Youth League 1 Women Grand Final Game 1. No love lost out in this neck of the woods. It's Sunbury versus Keilor, and I'm really looking forward to this.
The two form teams all season long, they sat separated from the rest of the league. Really were a neck above, and we see this one on Sunbury's home deck. Game 1, 10-1 at home. I think their only loss was to Keilor. Is that correct in saying that?
Right, yeah.
Starts at Angers, obviously, going at 15 and 10, 50% from the field. Actor's been in great form, and so has Stowers as well. And Keilor, Emily Ellis has been in great form heading into finals.
Form. Keilor's 10-1 on the road as well,
yeah.
so don't count
I mean,
them
both
out.
teams only lost about 2 games all year, so...
Look, he's been in a cold sweat all day today because this is a big game for him. He's a huge fan of the Sunbury Jets.
He is.
One player in particular. I don't think anyone else plays there.
Last year in finals, is this where we got the cutout of Angers from the Hangers hanging up?
Yeah,
Down
they
at
had a
Bournemouth
big
Stadium?
sign.
Can we get that again?
In their last grand final, Angus from the
Hashtag Angus from the Hangers.
That'll probably make its return. 7
Saturday,
p.m.
tomorrow night, 7
Can
p.m.
we get the actor up there as well?
Absolutely. Maybe a Golden Globe or something like that. Hey, we talk about big crowds at Pakenham. They're going to be packed into Boardman.
Absolutely. And I tell you what, it's a similar flavour. I think in the Molten BYC men, there's a little bit of a rivalry, blue versus red, between you and I.
Yes.
This is blue versus red once again.
Yes.
Sunbury in my blue corner, the correct corner.
Yes.
Keilor in your red corner.
Right, so you're obviously telling me that I'm going for Keilor. Is that
well,
what you're
you've
going
been
with here?
harping on about the Thunder for the last 3 or 4
They're a
weeks.
very good team.
So I tell you what, there'll be 2 distinct sides going out in this grand final series.
Who are you going for then? If you want to start getting into it, Steve, I'm happy to do that. Who are you going for? You're clearly going for Angers and the crew.
That's correct. Jets by double digits in game 1.
Did you say double digits?
Yeah.
Double digits. Craig, who
Rorschach's home crowd will be getting behind them.
it'll be a big crowd.
Keilor in a tight one.
I'll tell you what I'm prepared to do, Steve, because I'm going to have a bit of fun with this. I reckon Sunbury will win this game tomorrow night. I'm going to cross to the dark side. I reckon Sunbury will win this game tomorrow night, and then I reckon you'll come out to the Thunderdome, out to play Keilor next week, and we're going to smack you silly Saturday and Sunday. It's going to go to 3 and Keilor's going to get it.
Wow. You feeling alright?
I am.
Steve's just dusted off his Angove jersey. Actually, I saw him pull the ironing board out at the desk before, and he's prepped for this weekend.
Goodness.
Do you have Angers singlet?
Absolutely not.
Division 2 women. Semi-final. Why have I got game 2 and 3 written in front of me?
That's because it's not.
It's a preliminary final. It's a one and done preliminary final. Wallen versus Blackburn. Talk about it, Craig.
2 in-form teams. We've seen Blackburn win their last 2 the hard way, getting through to this round of the finals, knocking off Melbourne Uni last week. Wallen have been 9-1 at home all season. They've been in great form and finished the season really hot. Emmy O'Neill are going at 14 and 14
Been doing
on
it
the
for,
season.
been doing
and,
it for years, Emmy.
just putting on an absolute show. You talked about her a little bit earlier in the week. How it's great to see her get the rewards now. And Blackburn, the pocket rocket, had a brilliant game last week. Nearly had, I think, had just over 20 points, 14 boards, and they'll need that again from her.
Knee High is officially my favourite player right now. I've got a lot of I've got a lot of favourites across the league, but this particular weekend, Knee High is my favourite player. I love her. I just take my hat off to her. Her competitive spirit is incredible. I'd love to bottle it and sell it because I'd make a fortune. She's a great player.
It's interestingly said, but I can certainly agree with the words that she is a great player. She's certainly been dominating Division 2 women thus far this season. And it's going to take a big effort from Blackburn to knock off Wallen at home. As Craig mentioned, 9-1 at RB Robson Stadium, which is where it's been played tomorrow night, 7 p.m. And Wallen just have the size advantage, in my opinion. So it's going to take...
Knee High will still take 10 plus rebounds.
Clearly, but it's going to take a lot of work and hustle from Blackburn to take that away from them.
Who you clearly going for, Wallen?
I'm siding with the Panthers.
Craig?
Yeah, I can't pick against Wallen at home here.
I wish Andrea and all the crew at Blackburn all the very best of luck. But you are coming up against a person by the name of Wazza Taylor, and he is a guru when it comes to winning finals. And Wazza will take Wallen into a grand final. And waiting there for them, Steve, is Craigieburn sitting there and waiting. Of course they are. Good luck to both of those teams tomorrow night, 7 p.m. RB Robson Stadium. Let's go to Division 2 men semi-finals. Games 2 and 3 if needed. So this is a division where it could spill into Sunday. Mm-hmm. Let's have a look at the first game. Craigieburn versus Mildura. Mildura come to town. The mayor of Mildura will be in town, and they're 1-up, Steve.
They are 16 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, 3 blocks in game 1. Can't get much better than that, but knowing the mayor of Mildura, as he's known, he
gets stopped in the street there now, and he gets caught. People have been watching the show, and we've got a huge. I don't know if they're a loyal fan base, but we've got a few people in Mildura that watch, and he literally gets stopped in the street. Now I got a note a couple of weeks ago. People stop him and call him the mayor. They don't call him Kelvin anymore. They just call him the mayor.
Should.
So they should. Saturday 7 p.m. tomorrow night 7. By the way, if it goes to Sunday, Steve, it'll be 12 noon. Correct. At Craigieburn Sports Stadium.
I liked the production out of Blake Dickinson in game 1. He played all 40 minutes, but I just think the bench, their depth needs to stand up. They got a lot out of their starters up north in Mildura. The other thing out of this game, and it's not really for an individual game, I have I've heard some whispers that Kelvin may be hanging up the boots at season's end.
Well, he's going into politics, mate. He runs the bloody city. I've been trying to tell you all season what he's going to do.
I got one thing. If he is actually going to hang him up after this season, get down to an awards night and pick up 75 trophies. We'll bring the trailer. You can get them all home. One shipment.
We were actually going to get DHL to package it up and take it up to Mildura until we realised that we'd have to cancel the finals given the cost. So it's going to be a cracking series. I don't know whether it's going to happen tomorrow night or Sunday. I just think the mayor's going to get it done again. Craigieburn are tough at home, and of course they've got Smitty.
That's correct.
Your boy Smitty.
He'll stand up Saturday night, get them to game 3.
Smitty will?
Absolutely. Yeah. And then it will take him plus the combination.
You're backing Smitty and the crew
to get them over the line and over the hump on Sunday.
So you're with Smitty and the crew?
The Eagles to bounce back.
My big thing with Craigieburn is they got a lot out of their starters in game 1. They played heavy minutes. You said Dickinson played all 40. You can't really do that on back-to-backs. You can't play guys 80 minutes in a weekend. And I think if they can't get enough role players to step up, they're going to have an issue on the Sunday, and I think that's where Mildura will win it.
I'm with you, Craig. I think it's going to roll out like that. I think I might have said Knee High was my favourite player this weekend. Can I change that to the mayor of Mildura? I love the mayor of Mildura. He's just been a star for... Sorry, Knee High Blackburn, but I think mayor of Mildura will get...
Are we sure she appreciates the nickname, by the way?
Yeah, that's.
Does she not like it?
Well, it's an
You
interesting
told me
one.
she likes it.
I did not.
Oh,
That's okay.
All right, fair enough. Coburg and Melton, she can give me a call. We're on speaking terms. Coburg and
Maybe
Melton.
not anymore.
No, we are. No. She's great, Andrea. Saturday, 7 p.m. tomorrow night is game 2. Coburg won by a point last week at Melton. Sunday, 1 p.m. if required. We're headed out to the Coburg Basketball Stadium. Should be a good matchup. You know who I'm with.
Who are you with?
No, you know who I'm
we
with.
know
Don't be
who
silly.
you're with.
Yeah.
You are with your boys.
Been with them from day one.
Jeremiah Urich had a great game with 21 points and 6 boards last week.
Green
Pat
machine.
Green stuffed the stat sheet with 15, 7, 5 and 3 steals. They might need a little more help now. But they're on their home deck,
Yes.
and they've got to go in as favourites here. Melton got a lot out of their out of Dexter Graham.
Is Dexter playing tomorrow night on the weekend?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, okay.
Alongside Manny Malou and Mangar Manyang.
Have you and Dexter hooked up on Facey yet? Are you buds?
Not quite.
He hasn't accepted. Come on,
So-
Dex. He hasn't accepted him.
Still waiting.
Did you see the disappointment on his face when I asked
he
him that
froze for a
question?
little
He's
bit.
not happy.
You do have to bring it up.
He's not happy. They have got some very good players, Malou, Graham, and as you said, Mangar Manny. You know who I'm with. Who are you going for?
Yeah, I think Coburg get one of them. Maybe I'm not sure which one it is, but Melton need Manny Malou to step up a little more this week if they're a chance.
Steve?
I'll keep this one short. Coburg took the breath away from Melton last week when they got that 1 point win, and I'm not sure they have much left in the tank. Coburg to qualify and advance.
There is nothing more certain anywhere in the Big V this weekend. Nothing more certain. Giants will come out. They'll smack Melton silly tomorrow night. Melton's had a great season. Don't get me wrong, Thoroughbreds. I love the crew out there. But you're done and dusted in 2. Pack your bags, head home. Coburg win it in 2. We head on to a grand final.
Wow.
Don't know who we're playing. I said Mildura. Coburg Mildura grand finals what I'm tipping. Let's go to Division 1 Women. Semi-finals. Games 2 tomorrow night. 3 if needed on Sunday. We're going to head up to one of my most favourite places anywhere in the Big V. Terrific bar, terrific atmosphere, good basketball, good people. Mildura Warrnambool tomorrow night 6 p.m, 1 p.m. Sunday if required. Toyota Hothouse. Warrnambool though, they lead 1-0 and it was a comprehensive win last week, Greg.
Yeah, we're seeing some absolute superstars go head to head in this matchup. Mildura just didn't shoot the ball well enough in game 1. Their 2 stars, Power and Gassion, both only made 6 shots. Power had 21 attempts, Gassion had 18. You have
6 shots each they made.
6 shots each, yeah.
Yep.
But you have to get more out of them. You have to get double-digit points and rebounds, big 20-point scoring games probably from both of them if they're any chance. And even then, if O'Keefe, Wormold and Green are able to get off the chain like they did, it's a pretty tough Green Army to stop.
They've played a fair bit of basketball together over the years. Katie O'Keefe, Amy Wormold and Holly Green. They are the keys for Warrnambool. Who are you going for?
I think Mildura snatch game 1 and Warrnambool win game 3.
Steve?
I think it's a great summation of the series that you've just put out. Absolutely, Mildura didn't shoot well enough down in Warrnambool. It will change back at home, but to get both games coming from 1-0 down, I'm just not sure. I really am sitting on the fence, but it definitely goes to Sunday in my opinion. From there, not a clue.
Mildura will shoot better. I've seen Vanessa Power hit shots from the bar at Dom's nightclub on a Saturday night down there. I mean, she can just close her eyes and she hits. I've seen her falling into the crowd hitting shots. She's very, very at home at the hothouse. But I said a while ago, Steve, if Warrnambool roll out with their best, most experienced players come finals time, nobody will stop them. Warrnambool will win in 2. Casey and Geelong, if they all go up there. Casey and Geelong, game 2 tomorrow night, 8 p.m. It's at Casey. Sunday, if needed, is 1:30 out at Casey Stadium. Casey leads 1-0.
I like the way Casey.
Sigh there, Steve.
No, I like the way Casey are playing basketball this time of the year, and I'm just not sure how Geelong gets themselves back into this series. Saturday night, if Jamie Lee, Jeff Stenali Hood combine for 2 good to big games, Cavs win. Simple as that.
Sunday not required.
Sunday not required.
Sunday.
Casey get it in 2.
You win the first one on the road, most of the time you're going to snatch it up in 2, and I think Casey have probably been a step above Geelong on the season. I think it's fair to say that, especially the second half of the season, they've really rolled along after a few mid-season changes. And
Tell you who's in good form for Geelong. Tess Fury.
yeah, she's been brilliant for one of your favourite players.
How did she go last week?
16 and 13, had 5 assists, 7 steals. She couldn't play any better.
Wow.
And they still lost. That's a bit of an issue, though.
Geelong's a chance, and I'll tell you why they're a chance. And I don't want to delve too much into what I know, but I do know that one of the stars at Casey is under a severe injury cloud.
You going to give them a name?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. We've had a conversation, and I'm not going to do that to her. But if she comes out and she plays, she's playing under duress, and it will be a remarkable effort. Absolutely remarkable if she goes out there and plays, but she'll be playing under duress. They do have an injury down there. We'll wait and see what happens.
You could have told me that before my
There
tip.
you go.
We'll wait and see what
Find
happens.
out tomorrow night, 8 p.m.
I think Casey will get it at home. I think they'll get it either one day or either tomorrow or Sunday. They'll get it home. Division 1 men. We've got semi-finals games 2 and 3 coming up. Let's start with Geelong and Western Chelsea and Western Port. Chelsea won it last week.
Yep.
They look dynamic. They just can't lose at the moment. Tomorrow night 7 p.m. down at Patterson Riven Stadium. It will be packed. If you're going to Paddo, packed.
Arrive early.
Packed Paddo tomorrow night, I'm telling you. Sunday 1 p.m. if required. Tell us about the big three. And not the big three you put up on Facebook the other day or Instagram the other day. Tell us about the big three at Chelsea.
Well, the big three.
Is he the one that did that?
Yeah.
I don't know if that was me, but we'll find out. I'll have to go and have a look at that. Standard for Brasser, Riggs.
Yep.
2 of them were extremely positive in scoring last week. Brasser did everything
was
else.
good as well,
I think he had
yeah.
17, but
Yeah, he's very
we know
good.
that Brasser can go for 30 quite easily. Two of the 3 get let off the chain again. I mean, Standard had 40 last week. The Gulls are going to be winning at home, no matter what Dylan Travis does.
Yep.
The great thing for Western Port, and I know they did lose last week, they got some contributions elsewhere, and they'll need that again.
Well, Chris Taylor was good last week. I saw Corey Standover in a final there last year, as you guys did against Keilor. Just simply amazing. Well done. So who are you going for?
I think Chelsea snatched it up on this Saturday night.
And you're going Chelsea tomorrow night?
Yes.
I just want to say, with all sincerity, well done to Western Port on a great season.
You're counting them out already?
It finishes tomorrow night. They're done and dusted tomorrow night. So, but well done on a great season. And well done Dylan Travis. What a
Yes.
star he's
Brilliant
been.
season.
Keysborough and Shepparton's the other matchup. Now this has got plenty of interest. Tomorrow night 8 p.m, Sunday if required 3 p.m, Roeville Secondary College. Could be the last game of the weekend, by the way. So I think it'll go to Sunday. Shepparton won last week by 3. Extraordinary last quarter by Jared Newby. Had 46 for the game, 25 in the last quarter for Keysborough. Amazing. One of the best quarters, I've watched it on video, one of the best quarters I've seen in Big V in a long time. Wasn't enough though. Shepparton come down, they're up 1. They've only got to get one of these 2.
Yeah, but N shot 1 of 9, Minerve shot 1 of 6. You expect better out of them this week. I think this will go to Sunday, and if it does, I'll probably be there. I want to see. I want to see someone go for 46 points again. Wouldn't mind seeing that.
Keysborough fans can't wait to see you, Craig. So
You're always asking if I'm actually going to go to a game, so at least I'm saying I'll go to one this
who are
time.
you going for?
I think Keezy snatched it on the
They
Sunday.
get both.
Get them both.
A newbie won't score 46 again.
Won't score 40. I agree with
So
you.
They'll
Won't
score
score
47.
They
Won't score 46 again.
need more out
Yes.
of the guys that struggled
Yes.
up north in Shepparton. They will get that improvement out of the other guys. Whether it's enough to take both games, not sure. Shepparton will be over the moon. A lot of confidence coming down to Melbourne. I think if Shepparton can win, it'll be Saturday night.
Do you think that'll happen though, Steve?
Yes.
I've got a lot of respect for Keezy. A lot. They've been very, very good over the last decade. Vodey's done a terrific job at Keezy. There's just something that tells me in the pit of my gut, Steve-O, that Shepparton's going to win this game tomorrow night. I don't know why, and they weren't great at the end of the season, but they've just found some form in the last couple of weeks. They're back to being fit and healthy, and I've just got this feeling they're going to break the hearts of the Keezy faithful. Don't know why. Sorry to Vodey. State champ women, preliminary final, one and done. Sunbury's waiting for a grand final series, and they're going to take on either Knox or Southern Penn. This game is tomorrow night, 6:30 p.m. at the State Basketball Centre. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be a good game. I saw these two teams earlier on this year at this same venue, and Southern Penn dominated Knox for the win. They're in form. Southern Penn coming off a win. Knox coming off a loss. What are we looking at?
I think Knox definitely needs some help for Beck first and foremost. They have to get another scoring option, a second and a third wheel that can consistently score at this time of the year. We should see Mijovic play a little more. She probably starts this week, and we expect
should start.
That. Southern Penn, 8-3 on the road, have been absolutely flying. A bit of a fairy tale run heading into finals. The big thing is, can they guard Mijovic? And I think during the season, G actually threw out Paige Price, who's a very young player, and put her on Penaluna. Yeah. And she played really well.
Penaluna or Mijovic?
No, I'm saying, and I wouldn't be shocked if they throw out Paige for a fair chunk of time on Mijovic this time. I think they think she can guard bigger than her
Steve,
position.
Don't discount the fact that Leah Santamaggio for Knox only has one game to focus on this week.
Well, that's correct. Certainly bodes well for her. She doesn't have to worry about the youth league, to play twice, even three times on occasion. I'm firmly in the Southern Peninsula camp. I think that the fairy tale just continues. They've come from 5th, they've knocked off 4th, they've knocked off 2nd, in fact, because Sunbury 3rd into the grand final. And they're one win away from making the grand final.
So you're going Sharks?
I think the Sharks.
Sharks.
I love what the Sharks have done. They've got some terrific young players. What I know is 3 starters for Knox last week didn't score. Didn't bother the scorers. That won't happen again. And I also know, without taking anything away from Southern Penn, because they've been living by the seat of their pants through the finals so far. Any loss and they've been out, and they've won and they've won and they've got to this stage. As much as I love the program and everything they're doing at the Sharks, Knox finished on top for a reason, and they earned a double chance, and they earned it on their home floor, and I think they're going to bounce back. I think they're going to get this game.
I don't know if there's anyone in the league at the end of the game in a final you want the ball in the hands more than Jazz Shelley on Southern Penn right now with those options around her.
Oh, Beckott.
When it gets close.
Beckott can hit
a great matchup.
Hit a clutch shot as well. It's going to be a terrific matchup. It wouldn't surprise me if that goes to OT, by the way, tomorrow night. Get down to that one. Right, let's move on to State Champ Men. Semi-finals games 2 and 3 coming up this weekend. Head out to the rings first. Ringwood and McKinnon tomorrow night 6:30 p.m. Sunday if needed at 2 p.m. Ringwood lead 1-0. Great game last week. Steve-O, you look bored out of your brains on the show tonight, mate. Are you with us?
I'm very much with us.
All right, tell us about this game.
You just wanted to wake me up because you wanted me to talk about how good Ringwood
yes,
played
come on.
against your mob
I
last
know you
week.
with the Hawks, come on.
Shut down Dylan Stith. And everyone else in the McKinnon team played exceptionally well, mind you. So they did fantastic last week against Ringwood, but Ringwood just find ways to win. They had an okay first half, came out in the third quarter, the premiership quarter as many sports like to call it, made the move there, and that was all she wrote really. I think they'll do the same thing in game 2 on Saturday night at home, big crowd expected. They'll push their way through, give a contest in the first half, and then really make their move in the second half.
So Ringwood to win?
Yes.
Okay. Craigo?
I think the issue for McKinnon is they don't have any maybe not as much depth as Ringwood, and the issue is things have to go perfectly for them to pull a win out of the bag here, or 2 if they want to win the series, whereas Ringwood have enough options that if something's not quite going right, they can pull someone else off the bench, and I think they snatch it in on the Saturday night. Sorry, Justin.
No, don't apologise to me. We are under no illusions at all. We are playing the absolute best of the best in the competition, and we are going to have to be above our best to force this into Sunday and to move out of the weekend into a grand final series. We're under no illusions. They're a great operation and a very, very good team. Let's go to Eltham and Hawthorn. Tomorrow night, 7 p.m, Sunday, 2 p.m if required. Eltham High School will be packed out there. Hawthorn go in 1 up. And they go in 1 up because Eltham had an absolute shocker last week.
I got one positive for Eltham. You couldn't be worse.
You cannot. You
can only go up from there. Hawthorn were brilliant. Kirksey was on fire. Barry had a brilliant game with the ball, without the ball, setting up teammates. Mick Breedy was great with 13 points. They just had a really good spread and did everything that Eltham didn't last weekend.
Who are you going for?
Eltham wins Saturday, 50-50 Sunday.
So who are you going for?
Eltham.
Steve?
The first thing is I've seen, as you mentioned, big crowd expected. They're pre-selling tickets.
Are they?
It's a ticketed event out at Eltham High School this week. I saw throughout the week that you can
Okay.
pre-book your tickets online, so
Can-
make sure you
can-
do that if you
Good.
want to attend.
Do we still get in, or do we have
No,
to buy
No,
tickets?
you
No,
don't get in.
not allowed.
Purchase tickets. You're correct with Eltham. The only way is up.
Can't
Only
play.
get better.
Cannot play any worse.
The other thing is that Hawthorn at times throughout the season have had individual performances from Nelson Kirksey to get them over the line. That can't happen to win in this situation. They did the right thing last weekend. They got their full spread of scorers, contributors. They need that again. If they are to progress, it's Saturday night. If Eltham wins Saturday, Eltham will win Sunday.
And your thought is?
I just told you.
So you're going Eltham as well?
Who's going to win on
I don't have a
Saturday?
prediction. I'm just telling
You're
you.
going, no, you got to have a prediction.
Hawthorn win on Saturday night.
Done in two.
Or something different.
Right, okay. Put a lot of
He
thought
really is
into it,
bored.
clearly. I'll say this. I went into this series thinking that Eltham would win the series, so I'm not going to move away from that. But what Hawthorn did last week was spectacular, and if they can get one of these games on the weekend, either tomorrow or Sunday at Eltham High School, they thoroughly deserve to go through to the grand final, obviously. And Peter Godfrey, for me, coach of the year. Just amazing effort.
Yep.
So well done. Huge games coming up. Friday night during finals, as we look at every game, tends to be a very, very long show. So thanks for sticking with us. Enjoy the weekend. Good luck to all the teams. We'll be back on Monday night to wrap up what is a huge weekend. Can we go out with some ACDC? Can
No.
you do it? Okay, have a great weekend. We'll see you later. Come on, man. Give me something.